Hello Aquarius, Moon Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Aquarius, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So with all that being said, Aquarius, let's get started. How does Aquarius currently view this relationship? Okay, Aquarius, so we do have the Empress, we do have the Five of Pentacles, and then we also have the Temperance card. Could be dealing with a Libra, possibly a Taurus, maybe even a Capricorn or a Sagittarius. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the Five of Pentacles to the Temperance card is let them go. Let them go, let them go, let them go, let them go. If there's somebody that's trying to walk out of your life, you're being advised to essentially let this person go. If there is somebody who's currently in your life that's not trying to walk out of your life, I do believe that you're being advised to just simply let this person go, because your relationship with this person, it is extremely unfair to you, is basically what I'm gathering. This relationship for you is extremely unfair to you. You could very well be dealing with somebody who's very one-sided and hypocritical. I am definitely getting that. But yeah, regardless if there's somebody trying to walk out of your life or not, I just feel like you're being advised to let someone go that's like very hypocritical and very, very one-sided. Your relationship with this person, I can't emphasize this enough, is extremely unfair to you. It's extremely unfair to you. It's like you're dealing with somebody who definitely doesn't deserve you, and you definitely don't deserve them and the treatment that comes with, you know, dealing with them, unfortunately, because I feel like this person treats you like very, very poorly is kind of what I'm getting, unfortunately, and I don't feel like you're like that with them. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay, so we do have the Queen of Pentacles, we do have the Ace of Pentacles, and then we also have the Judgment card out here. Could be dealing with a Capricorn strongly, possibly a Taurus, like I mentioned, or a Virgo or a Scorpio. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but we do have the King of Swords, we do have the Seven of Swords, and then we also have the Lovers out here. Kind of looks like this person did something to self-sabotage things here between you and them, and here they are wanting a second chance. Now, here's one thing that I will say about this individual that's wanting a second chance with you. It's just something that I need you to kind of be aware of moving forward, okay? With the King of Swords, you know, the King of Swords is that energy of what you see is what you get, okay? What you see is what you get. If you don't like what you've been seeing coming from this person, you're just simply not going to like them moving forward if you were to even give them a second chance. This is somebody who's very fixed in their ways. This is somebody who essentially refuses to change. This is that type of person that has a mentality of nothing's wrong with me, everything's wrong with everybody else, but nothing's wrong with me. And this is why this person, you know, has, you know, unfortunately, a really bad habit of self-sabotaging really good opportunities, you know, for themselves, because they have the mentality of nothing's wrong with me, everything's wrong with everybody else but me. I'm not the problem, everybody else is the problem. This is that type of person that can recognize where they go wrong, but that's as far as it goes, you know, and there's other people that can recognize where they go wrong, and they make it their mission and priority to make sure that they're not out here making the same mistakes again and or poor decisions again. This person's incapable of doing those things because of the simple fact that they really don't view themselves as the problem. They view everybody else as a problem but themselves. And this is just something that they've been doing for a very long time. And every romantic situation that they get, you know, involved in, everybody else is a problem but them. They're not the problem. Everybody else is the problem, though. I feel like their way of being tends to essentially, you know, drive people away from them. I think that their way of being, you know, causes, you know, people, unfortunately, to not really want anything to do with them. But I just don't think that they realize that, because this belief that they have that everybody else is a problem but them. So it's just something to kind of be aware of, that this person that's wanting a second chance with you, the likelihood of them essentially changing is at an all-time low. And it is because of the simple fact that everybody else is a problem but them. How does Aquarius feel? Okay. We have the Hermit. We do have the King of Pentacles. And then we also have the Two of Pentacles. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Knight of Swords. And then we also have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. We'll get to that in a second. In regards to how you're currently feeling, deep down inside, you know what you deserve and what you don't deserve. Okay, and you know that in order to receive what you truly deserve, right, within a romantic, situation, it does kind of require you to make room for it. It does kind of require you to let go of the things that don't necessarily serve you in any way, shape, or form in order to start receiving what you truly do deserve. What you truly do deserve. And I feel like this connection has definitely highlighted to you, what you deserve and what you basically don't deserve. And it also has highlighted to you your value and your worth on top of that. So as you find yourself going from within and realizing, I really don't deserve to go through this. I don't deserve to go through that. I don't deserve this treatment from them, and I don't deserve that treatment from them. It's causing you, to realize that you need to start making room for what you truly want and desire, and leave behind the things that don't serve you. Starting with this person that wants essentially a second chance with you. Now, with that being said, we do have the Knight of Swords to the Four of Pentacles. This person selfishly wants you to themselves, and here's why. You are somebody of value, okay? They know that. I can clearly fucking see that. And everybody else could essentially see your value and your worth. Now, it's not that they don't see your value and your worth, because they do. I just kind of feel like this is somebody who just simply doesn't know how to value a really good thing. This is why they have a history of self-sabotaging really good opportunities for themselves, because they don't know how to value and appreciate a good thing when they got it. They just don't. So this person selfishly wants you to themselves, okay? So this is why this person is going to try to do everything in their power to keep you in their life, because they selfishly want you to themselves. They don't want another man to experience you or have you. They don't want another woman to experience you and or have you. They just don't. They don't. The sad part of it is they're holding on to essentially for dear life, because they know your value and your worth and what you bring to the table, which is something that not a lot of people essentially bring to the table. You have qualities within yourself that they just can't randomly find out there like that. It's just not a thing, right? So with that being said, this is why they're holding on for dear life, because you are very rare. You know what I mean? You're very rare to essentially come by, and they fucking know that. We're not talking about somebody who doesn't have life experience here. They have enough life experience to know that the qualities you possess, the likelihood of them finding that within another person again may not freaking happen. And these are things that this person is consciously aware of. So this is why they're holding on to you for dear life, because of your value, because of your worth, and because the way that you are as an individual, and the way that you carry yourself as an individual, and all of the good that you bring into this person's life. So no, they're not trying to freaking lose you whatsoever, because they know that they're not going to find another you out there. But the sad part is that even though they know that they're not going to find another you out there, they don't even have the desire to step up to the plate and be your equal. They don't have the desire to step up to the plate and change their ways. You see what I mean? They just don't have the desire. They just don't. And it has a lot to do with this mentality that they have, that they're not the problem. Everybody else is the problem but them. I think that a lot of self-reflecting needs to essentially go on this person's behalf, because if they were to take the time to kind of self-reflect back on their prior relationships, they would see that there's a pattern there. They tend to self-sabotage really good opportunities, but that's another thing. I just don't even believe that this person even believes in self-reflection at all. So then that's another thing. So it's very easy for them to believe that they're not the problem when they don't reflect back on all the poor decisions they've essentially made in prior relationships, and why things play out the way that it did in this person's life, and why that person left them, and why that other person left them too. And you know what I mean? Like, if they were to just take time to do some self-reflecting, they would see the error in their own ways. But because they don't even do that, yeah, everybody else is the problem but them, Of course. How does this person currently feel? We have the Magician. We have the Two of Swords, and then we also have the Five of Swords out here. In regards to how this person is currently feeling, there's like an overall energy of them essentially feeling like you have something up your sleeve, is basically what I'm getting. And they don't know what it is that you have up your sleeve, but they just feel like you have something up your sleeve is kind of what I'm gathering. Tell me more about the Five of Swords to the Two of Swords. I just kind of feel like this person doesn't know what your next move is going to essentially be. And I think that really does worry them and concern them, because this is somebody who doesn't like to be in the dark. They don't like to be in the dark. They definitely don't like to be in the dark whatsoever. And right now, because they don't know what your next move is going to be, it's kind of driving them insane, like literally driving them insane. Because they don't know what your next move is going to be. They don't know what you're going to do next. They don't know. They don't know, and it's kind of driving this person borderline insane, trying to like figure out what your next move is going to be. It's like this person wants to be 10 steps ahead of you is kind of what I'm getting. But even though they try to like be 10, even though they try to remain 10 steps ahead of you, it's just simply not working out. It's just simply not working out because they still don't know where your next move is going to be or what you're going to pull next and or do next. And it's driving them insane. How does Aquarius, feel? So we do have the World, we do have the Three of Cups, and then we also have the Sun out here. In regards to how you plan on moving forward, I do see you successfully closing this cycle out here between you and this person. Now, initially, when you close this cycle out between you and this person, you're going to find yourself extremely relieved, and you're going to also find yourself extremely happy, but you're also going to find yourself essentially feeling like you made the right decision. Now, when it comes on to this one over here, they're going to make you feel, think, and believe like you're making a terrible decision by walking away from them, like a terrible decision. And how could you do this? It's a guilt tripping energy. This person's going to try to guilt trip you for doing what is essentially best for you. They're going to do it, is basically what I'm gathering. They're definitely going to do it. I just don't feel like it's going to work. What actions? It's fascinating to me that this person, it's kind of fascinating to me that this person doesn't really put forth the time, energy, and effort towards truly like repairing things here between the two of you. And then wonders why they lose you in the end. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't really make any sense. Like, all I really see this person doing is wanting a second chance with you. That's about it. This person could be going as far as to just simply apologize to you for whatever it is that they said and or did. And they could just be asking you for another chance, and well, that's about it. That's all the time, energy, and effort they're willing to put towards fixing this. Hey, I'm sorry, Aquarius, just thought I'd let you know. Or hey, Aquarius, I really do miss you and I want you back. But yeah, just thought I'd let you know. I guess, you decide to do with that information what you want to do. Anyways, I'm going to go back to like, doing this, that, and the third. I'm just going to go back to, scrolling on my phone on TikTok, like that's kind of like the vibe that I'm kind of getting here from this person. This person, their actions and their behavior is very, very telling. It's like this person feels like they don't really have to put, that time and energy and effort towards truly fixing or repairing things here, between the two of you. It's like they walk around as if this dynamic between the two of you just simply doesn't really fucking matter to them. And that's like the mind-blowing part of it all, is that the moment that you decide to part ways from this person, that's when they want to act like they care. That's when they want to act like they can't live without you and, things of that nature. But in the meantime, it just kind of looks like this person walks around like they really don't give a shit about this dynamic here between the two of you. And I think that their actions and their behavior, not only is it very, very telling, but it's extremely telling to you, because it's causing you to essentially realize that here you are making room for someone that you really shouldn't be making room for. Here you are making time for somebody you shouldn't really be making time for. Here you are sacrificing this, that, and the third for somebody that you really shouldn't be sacrificing this, that, and the third for. Here you are putting what you truly want and desire on the back burner in hopes that one day this person will essentially change and be the man or the woman of your dreams. Meanwhile, this person is just kind of walking around this marriage and a relationship as if they could honestly fucking care less about it. But the only time that they do actually care about it and they act like they care about it is when you're 2.5 seconds from walking out that door. That's the only time they want to act like they care and they love you and they can't picture or fathom their life without you. I'll be honest, I don't feel like this person deserves you. I don't feel like this person deserves you. I don't feel like this person deserves you whatsoever. I feel like this person, walks around this marriage and a relationship as if they're the prize to essentially be won here, when in all actuality, you're the prize to essentially be won here. They just kind of walk around like you're not. And going back to what I said, it's like, even if you think about it, if you honestly were not the prize to be won here, why do we see this person freaking the fuck out the moment that you decide to up and leave the marriage and a relationship? Why does this person selfishly want you to themselves? Why does this person not want you to move forward and move on with your life? Why? It's because this person sees your value and your worth, and they know if they can see your value and your worth, the next man will, the next woman will. And that next man and or woman is not going to waste their time when it comes down to locking you down. You see what I mean? And these are things that this person is very, very much so aware of. But that's my thing. It's like, all right, selfishly want Aquarius to yourself all you want. Fuck it. You know what I mean? But Why put yourself in that predicament to lose the very thing you don't want to essentially be without? Why put yourself in that predicament to lose somebody who has certain qualities of themselves that you know you can't find anywhere else? It just doesn't make no freaking logical sense. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. It just does not make logical sense. I can't even wrap my brain around that. Like, they don't want to lose you, but they put themselves in predicaments time and time again to lose you. Make it make sense. The math is not fucking mathing here. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel like this person truly does deserve you. I feel like this person deserves to be with somebody of their caliber. I think that they deserve to be with somebody who's just like them. But that's the thing. That's the thing, is that I don't think that this person wants to be with someone like them. I think that this person wants to be with someone like you who is nothing like them. You know, because being with someone like you is awesome, and it's great. You know what I mean? But if they were to be with someone like them, they wouldn't last 2.5 seconds with that person. You know what I mean? Which is very, very telling. It's very, very telling. All right. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.